ginger and I'd laugh. Don't record!
No, Lewis can never be ginger, you have to know.
Is it my line? Okay. What's the emergency then? Has he been Yes. Flipping heck.
For God's sake,
Right, okay. Here we go. So what was your role within the Shipmeadow Chronicles series?
Well, in the actual film, I was a young boy called Frederick who went missing and was found in the last episode. But when I wasn't on set, I was going around doing some behind the scenes work with some vlogs, some interviews and just filming.
So what do you think was most fun? Would you prefer to be in it or doing behind the scenes?
Well, I'd prefer if I had a bigger role because I didn't really show up that much in the series. I thought that when we did the birthday special for the Teen Talks channel, I enjoyed being part of that, but I also quite liked making some vlogs on my own, although I had to stay like on my own and guard all of the stuff.
So apart from obviously the Shipmeadow Chronicles series, would you be interested in doing some more kind of proper scripted work for the Teen Talks, or would this like to be the end for you?
No, I think I'd like to carry on going on working with Teen Talks and doing whatever sort of good ideas he comes up with.
Would you like to, having seen what he's done, would you like to be involved doing the script writing for a series like this?
I suppose I could give it a go. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be successful in it, but I might try it.
So as you can see, this is the amount of clips that I kind of get for each episode of Shipmeadow Chronicles. Technoax has done all of the amazing music for it and he just sends it through to me. So basically, I get a clip, say like this one, Drunken Scene. So this is when they're in the pub in episode 2, this is just to give you an idea. So this is the wave sound file, I'm about to open it up so you can hear it. Here we go, hopefully. So I get this clip from Technoax in wave format, and I convert it into MP3, which is this one here, mainly because it's quite a lot smaller. Drunken Scene is 31 megabytes. This one's much smaller, it's like 1 megabyte. So I condense it down to make the file smaller. Sounds the same. There's no immediate quality difference to someone like me or you. To someone like Technoax who knows what they're doing with music, there's probably quite a big difference. But to me it doesn't make much of a difference, so that's not a problem to me. But so I get all of these clips of the music that he's written himself for this series, and I'm so thankful to him. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible, because I mean, no matter how good a video is, I mean, you could have like a Hollywood blockbuster film, like a Tom Cruise film or Johnny Depp or something like that, but if it's got no music to it, there's no kind of anything to kind of drag the audience along, there's nothing to kind of make it stand out. You've got all of the amazing action, but without this really amazing kind of music, there's nothing to carry it along. The music kind of tells the audience how they're meant to feel, I think. So if the music's full of tension and drama, then you're meant to feel like there's a lot of suspense, you're meant to feel on the edge, getting ready to find out, very kind of tense, climatic. And so without the music, you don't kind of get the feelings that you're meant to get. So Technoax really did portray what I wanted within this episode, and within all 3 of them. He's done some work for me previously, and hopefully he'll do a lot more for me, and I really hope he will. And I think you should all go subscribe to him, because as you've seen, he's worked solidly for this. I send in the tracks, I send in the final kind of video as well, and I say to him, right, here's a first draft version without the audio dub, because I have like the original audio from my camera, this one here, but I don't have the audio from my microphone, my own little one, so the kind of professional audio quality one. So I send in that one, finished, say here it is, and then I change it around after I send it to him. I change some of the shots and stuff, but mainly the timing stays the same. He gets to work on the music, and within 2-3 weeks he's given me, what, 7, 8 tracks that really make up this episode or this series in general. And the good thing about him is he keeps to the kind of quality. It always sounds the same, as in, it doesn't sound, oh, that's the same track as the last one, but you can tell they link. So you've got episode 2 and episode 3, and the tracks sound similar. You can tell it's from the same series. You don't want something in one that's completely kind of full of dubstep, and then the next one's rock, because it doesn't fit. You need both of them to kind of fit together, and so he's done a good job in making sure that all of the clips, all of the music fits what's going on screen. Now, he's worked so hard with this. As you can see, he's got some amazing music on his channel. He's got royalty-free tracks, which means you can download them and use them in your videos without a charge being incurred on you. You can ask him if you want, let him know that you've used his track, because it's nice for him to see what you do with them. And obviously he's made these tracks especially for me, and it's just amazing that he's put in all of the effort on all 3 episodes, and he did some work for Agent Bass Chase #1. It's just amazing to think that I've got someone this good working with me to make this series really good. So thank you very much, Technites, for all your hard work. Please can everyone go and subscribe to him, check out his channel. When you get there, subscribe and make sure that you download some of his tracks. There's something for everyone. There's dubstep, there's rock, there's pop, there's fantasy, there's adventure, there's everything. Go over there, there's something to be put in the background of your videos for free. Just ask him, let him know you're using it, and you can use it in your videos. I did it in my BBC vlog that I uploaded back at the start of December, November time. That's actually uses his music in the background. He's got something for everyone. So make sure that you go and check that out, because it's going to be really helpful to you, as it has been to me. So thank you very much to him. Hope you've enjoyed this segment on music, and now back to the show. Right, okay, let's do this. Let's do this like every weekend.
Last Friday night.
The remix of That's Awesome, sorry.
I haven't heard it.
Feat Missy Elliott, she's back on the scene. She's on the prowl.
Feature Missy Elliott.
Do you remember her?
You said boob, did you say boob?
I said boot.
Oh.
What did you think I said?
Boob.
A balloon.
Oh, flipping heck.
What is that?
It's a sweet.
Ew. That's really old.
The key for the bingo night.
Now remove the thing. Okay. It's a weird yellow substance and it's in your bin. It looks like you also bought... Laughing at me.
It's because you've been.
I think I found what I was looking for. It's something in your bin. Now, it seems to... Laugh at me.
You did it again.
I know, because you told me.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
do it. We just can't laugh at it.
Right, okay.
Even though it's hilarious.
You ready for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I found what I was looking for. It's something in your bin and it's yellow. And it's in your bin. Sorry.
You're never going to get away from it.
It's in your bin. It's in your bin.
You can say it,
It's in
just
your
don't,
bin.
just don't say
It's in
it.
your bin.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
You know that you were just walking on him while he was wanking? It was so funny. Like, oh, sorry to intrude.
I didn't realise it's not me.
Right, okay.
Sorry.
Right, no
One more
worries.
time, now get it rest.
It's because my fault.
No worries, you can have as many takes as long as you get it this time.
Oh, thanks, Greg. Okay.
When making a series like this, there are a few things that are really hard to do, one of which is scheduling. Now that's a problem because obviously I had a crew of nearly 15 people going to this one site, and somehow I convinced myself that we were going to get the whole 30-minute series done in one whole day filming, which obviously wasn't going to be possible, but I convinced myself it would be. So I'm glad it wasn't possible in the end, because if it had been, we'd have had to have missed quite a few scenes because of the logistics of the operation. That means that obviously a few of the actors couldn't make it to the first one, or could only make it to some of it on the second one. So that meant that we actually, if we were going to do it all on the first day, I was going to have to cut out a few of the scenes because the people that play Madeline and George, for example, weren't there. So in the end, it was a good thing that I was able to record on a second day when we went back in September, because it gave me that opportunity to re-record all of the scenes that needed to be done in time in order to make sure that we had the episodes fully scheduled and fully done. Otherwise that meant some episodes would have been 5 minutes and some would have been 25. So that's why we did that. The other thing with the logistics of everything is that because some actors could only be there for some of the day, it meant that I did not film everything in order, and I'm one of those people that likes to do everything kind of in chronological order because it makes sense to me when I come to edit. So if one set's here and one set's here, I'll walk between them just to make sure that we get them recorded in the right order. But if, say, Jack had to go at 2 o'clock, for example, he didn't, but for example, and so I'd have to do all of his scenes in one go, so we could get him out of the way and he could go, and then start work on the next person. Biggest problem in that respect came with one scene outside of me, Granny Jenkins and Madeline, because Madeline had to go, so what we did was we filmed half of that scene, then realised she nearly needed to go, so we came up with an excuse. I changed the script last minute so she could leave, and so she just kind of runs out the shot, goes out the screen, so she's got to go deal with something. Then we stopped that scene there, went up to the last scene where her and George are running away, filmed them running away and then let her go home. Then a few hours later I had to come back and do the rest of the scene with Granny Jenkins. Problem with that was the lighting, because obviously this one was done 2 o'clock in the afternoon and this one was done like 5. So the good thing was it was summer and it wasn't dark. But if you look closely you can probably tell there's a difference in timings. But so that was really kind of a logistical difficulty for me. The other big thing for me was probably when it came to, there was a scene right at the end where Granny Jenkins takes Madeline's place, and her and Hector run off together, well, kind of escape the village, and so Hector realises he's taken the wrong lady, but because he had to leave, I was filming with just Granny Jenkins, so I was having the camera and I made her walk towards me, and I said, okay, I'll add in his sound afterwards, but we forgot to record his sound. So a few weeks into editing in December 2011 for this episode of Shipmeadow Chronicles, episode 3, I then thought, right, this is the time where I need to change everything round. So I had him come over, Jack, who plays Hector. We recorded his lines for the end and pasted them in. So actually the 2 bits were recorded differently, and you can tell that because his audio is much crisper and clearer than hers, because hers was done with wind in the background and his was done in a studio. So to kind of combat that issue, I found some background noise from that scene and just pasted it on repeat down the bottom. So then I had that playing in the background and it sounded like he was there, even though he wasn't. So that made it quite difficult for me. I had things to re-record, I had people to schedule, logistics to consider, and so that's definitely something that you need to consider when you're filming something like this. And it's something that I kind of learned the hard way, because this is obviously the first time I've done anything like this. But obviously you have to learn from your mistakes, because you can never realise everything that's going to go wrong from the outset. Therefore, if you think you've got an idea of some of the things you're missing, you sort those things out, and the things that you can't think about because you forget, because you're a human, you're going to make mistakes, you just have to kind of solve later on. For example, in episode 2 there's a scene where 10 seconds of the episode is actually missing because we recorded one of the lines wrong, so I replaced that bit with a scene about eBay. I rewrote this whole section of script just to make it make sense, had to miss out a few lines so that it made sense, and put in this scene about eBay. And you just have to kind of think about these things. If you can't solve them on set on the day, when it comes back to it, you need to kind of come up with something. The last big example I'm going to give you before I let you get back on with the behind the scenes is there's a scene towards the end of episode 3 where Frederick's found by his mum, and the problem with that scene was by the end of the day we had 3 cameras, but 2 of them, well actually all 3 had run out. My friend Kitty, who plays Granny Jenkins, offered us her camera, and we were so thankful to her, so grateful for her help, and I'm still so grateful for that, because without that we'd have had no shots of that and it would have made no sense at all, because we'd never have seen Frederick come back into the scene. The way we got round this one was we used her camera to film it, because all the SD cards, everything had run out apart from hers, and so I filmed it with hers, but what we didn't realise was sound didn't record, and when we got home it was too late. I couldn't play it back on the day because we were running out of time so quickly, and I realised, oh goodness, we've got no sound, what am I going to do? So that's why I came up to the diary sequence where you see the pictures and the montage, and I did a narration in the background in my studio. And so that's the big example where a whole 1-2 minutes of the scripts had to be rewritten. I rewrote a whole narration around iPods that I could then use in the script in the episode to make it make sense. So if you're going to make something like this, if you're going to have a go, make sure to try and think about every possibility. I mean, some of the transitions I could have had like people walking between buildings, but I didn't think about that on the day because we were just going so fast and just making sure everything was done. So just try and think about whatever you can, but anything that you do miss, if you can still make it make sense by adding bits in afterwards in post-production, make sure you do it. It's a good idea.
So this is the end of the last behind the scenes for the Shipmeadow Chronicles. Thank you for watching this behind the scenes. If you haven't seen any of the others, go take a look at them. I'm responsible for filming the behind the scenes. I've done interviews, bloopers, and also I've been filming the actors whilst they're actually acting. So this is the behind the scenes for Shipmeadow Chronicles episode 3. I'd recommend that you look at that one, as well as episode 2, episode 1, and I'm sure the Teen Talks would recommend that you look at all of them as well. So thank you for watching. If you should check out my channel, then do so please. A link should be somewhere over there. So thank you for watching this behind the scenes. Also subscribe to the Teen Talks as well as me, Final Ninja Dog. Thank you and goodbye.
And so it was a bit complicated in places, but we enjoyed ourselves and we did what we thought was a good job, and we hope you like it too. That's it for me. Bye for now.